What if the oldest dream in the world, a machine that heals, was built out of science you already own? A wristwatch, a water pump, a mathematics lesson from 1807. This is the real science hidden inside a science fiction memoir called AETERNUS VITALIS. The story is simple to say and strange to hold. A geology professor is ambushed in the Peruvian rainforest and left for dead. 3 days later he wakes up, healed, and 40 years younger, on a patch of ancient worked stone. The novel is his memoir, written 300 years later. The story is fiction. The machinery inside it mostly is not. Start with the setting, because it is real. The Cordillera Azul, between the towns of Tacash and Tingo Maria in Peru, is one of the most remote forest regions on Earth, a national park the size of a small country, where new species are still discovered on nearly every expedition. If the world were hiding something old and patient, it would hide it here. Now the stones. In 1880, the Curie brothers discovered that quartz does something almost magical. Squeeze it and it makes electricity. Feed it electricity and it vibrates millions of times a second with a precision nothing mechanical can match. This is piezoelectricity and you own it already. Every wristwatch, every radio, every sonar ping and every submarine is a stone, singing, and the giants are real too. Nature grows quartz crystals longer than a man is tall, in clusters weighing tons, and the physics says plainly that the bigger the crystal, the deeper its voice. The novel's mountain is a cathedral of singing stones, and every stone in it could exist. What no one has ever done is build the cathedral. The stones are real. The machine is the fiction. How do you power a machine for 1,000 years with no fuel and no keeper? The novel's answer is the hydraulic ram pump, 2 moving parts, no motor. It spends the weight of falling water to lift a portion of that water higher than it fell, and it will run, patiently, for as long as the water keeps its appointment. The patent is from 1796, but the idea of moving the world with falling water is far, far older. On the plateau of Saqqara in Egypt, researchers have identified a water management system nearly 5,000 years old, and have argued that the step pyramid of Djoser itself was raised by a water-powered hydraulic lift, an engine of falling water on an ancient plateau, older than almost everything we call engineering. The builders in the novel chose the one engine that time cannot starve, and if the Saqqara researchers are right, real builders chose it first, 4,500 years before us. How would a machine read a body without wires? In 1787, Ernst Chladni drew a violin bow along a metal plate scattered with sand, and the sand leapt into patterns, geometry made visible from pure vibration. And modern laboratories use an instrument called a quartz crystal microbalance, which weighs things as small as a virus by how they change a crystal's song. The novel fuses the two. A pool of water on a singing stone, settling into patterns that spell out the condition of the body above it. The ingredients are real. The recipe is the fiction. And here is where the honest line runs. No known frequency of sound or vibration mends flesh. That is the novel's leap, and it does not pretend otherwise. But listen to the neighbors of that idea. Ultrasound lets us see a child before it is born. Focused sound waves shatter kidney stones without a single incision. Pulsed fields coax stubborn bones to knit. Medicine already speaks to the body in vibration. The fiction only asks, what if we learned the whole language? One scene in the trilogy required actual mathematics, done for the book itself. To restart a stopped heart, the story's builders use a chord of pure tones. Is that plausible? In 1807, Joseph Fourier proved that any rhythm, however complex, is just simple waves added together. So we computed it. The mechanical wave of a beating heart, rebuilt from just 4 pure tones at the right strength and timing, comes out 98% true to the original shape. You do not need 100 instruments to play a heartbeat. You need the first 4 notes of its chord. That number is in the novel because it is, genuinely, the number. The novel's hardest science is its most human. When a heart stops, the brain does not die all at once. It dies from the top down. Memory and self are the most fragile, the deep machinery of breath the most stubborn, and the clean window for bringing back the whole person is only a handful of minutes wide. The trilogy builds its most heartbreaking moments on that real slope, on what returns, and what does not when help arrives late. And then there is the book itself, which is its own nested machine. A memoir by a man who does not exist, bearing the author's real name, wrapped around a science fiction story that never happened, wrapped around true memories that did. Somewhere in these pages, hidden in plain sight like a code on a cave wall, The author is telling you the truth about his own life. Part of the reading is deciding where. AETERNUS VITALIS, Book 1 of the trilogy, is available now in paperback, hardcover, and Kindle. A man left for dead. A machine older than history. A secret every family on Earth would kill to own. And running underneath all of it, real stones, real water, real mathematics, real medicine. The dedication of the book says it best. The page, like the stones, preserves truth. AETERNUS VITALIS by Joseph Wimsatt, available now on Amazon. The story continues.